people, hello.
Yeah.
Back again, once again,
Trust me.
with my honourable gentleman. Introduce yourself, bro.
You're telling me, Rems.
What? Marx. And we're here again with another episode of We Live, We Learn. But you know how we got to get this?
Trust me.
We got to do it our way, innit?
Yeah,
we got
we got a stamp per episode.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you telling me, guy?
We live.
We learn.
We learn.
We're live.
Trust me.
Come on, man.
What's this, episode 2, yeah?
Episode 2. First of all, thank you everybody for rocking with us on episode 1.
Trust me.
Where we discussed parenting, talent, young talent, stars in the make it, behind the dreams.
Behind the dreams.
You know,
if you haven't seen that one, that's the first episode. If you haven't seen it, be sure to subscribe, like, share, just watch, man. You know, and welcome to the journey.
And you know what? For me, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of people that tuned in. So to everybody that did tune in, thank you so much.
You know
it's
what?
much
Yeah,
appreciated.
that's a good thing as well for those who. Just a quick one. You know me, man. I'm gonna start early on. Was just but you know what? Because the most thing like we spoke about this the other day about views versus actual reality interaction, engagement.
Yeah.
So sometimes, I'll put out now. I think we're being shadow banned straight up because I want to because
you know why
we're
being shadow banned, bruv? Because we roll up on set with dark glasses, bruv. What's going on?
You know what?
Moving like a Nigerian in the nightclub. What is all this? No, while you're switching on, switching off, bruv.
I'm
tuning out, bro. I'm tuning out.
I'm doing my MI5 stuff, my close protection. But listen, before I lose what I'm trying to say,
I'm back in.
Because sometimes you're doing something and you look at the views and whatnot. But what I'm trying to say, the amount of love and the amount of response we be getting on, on our day-to-day, on the phone, via WhatsApp, face-to-face, it's, it's good. You know, it shows that we're on the right path, we're doing the right thing. That's all I'm trying to say. So, and we know we ain't stopping for no one. We're consistent.
Absolutely.
You know, we're consistent. This is a long time thing.
It's got to be that way.
So, I just wanted to say that, man. Listen, we've been getting some good feedback, and we're happy, man. Big up the people, them, man. Sorry, man.
That's all right. Do your thing, bro.
That's one outburst.
It's your show, G. Do your thing, innit?
You know what? It is our show, and big up. You done this for us again?
Big up, Nicola.
Nicola, big yourself up, man. This is water.
No, is it?
It's water.
Is that what's in yours?
We don't. What are you drinking? Wine?
Nescafe, bro.
What are you drinking?
You see, look, you maybe go and promote them for free. Why'd you let me do that? Why'd you make me do that for, man?
Nescafe, you got to pay us, Trust me.
Anyway.
Watch out for the,
the
invoice. But bigger up for it. And the merch.
Definitely.
Quick one. We're going to be giving away free mug and a free T-shirt.
When people say free, is it free?
Well, you have to subscribe.
Okay.
So you're right.
So no one gets something for nothing.
So let me just get through. We're gonna, pick a subscriber, one of our subscribers out of the first 100, and they'll get a mug and a
random
T-shirt.
Selection. No Niger man janky thing going on.
Giving your special friends.
Listen, you see you and your special friends, bro. You know me, unbiased, fully.
I've got I hear you. But listen.
Straight down the middle, mate.
Spread the word. And we'll be picking someone randomly on the show, and we'll be picking out the name, and we'll be reading it out, and they're gonna get some goodies.
Cool. So we did a whole lot of talking though, bro. Let's just dive into this topic because you know that's what the people came to see. We're here talking,
man. Something we're both experienced with. Excuse me. Something we're both experienced with as musicians, rapper.
Talk to them.
Me, aspiring gram MC, but
mic controllers, innit?
Mic controllers.
Okay. So today we're going to be discussing something that we've titled Dirty Little Secrets. It's the imposter syndrome coming from a background of art where, whether you're a musician, a young sports person trying to get into the game and not quite getting there yet and then having to fill that gap, by maybe doing whatever it is that you do, doing whatever it is that you know to do, whether it be hustling, working, taking on a full-time job, whatever it is. It's something that's not really discussed very often. So we thought it was a topic that we could bring to the people and just like get this conversation going, because I think there's a lot in this that some can take from it, especially the younger ones coming up, because I'm always primarily thinking about the younger viewers. They may not be our target audience, but one day they're going to look at this and say, I learned something from this show.
And that's what it is.
And I've been able to carry that into my career. You get what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
It's about our experiences as well. So we're not just speaking from a point of like theoretically, it's lived experience and something we suffer from. Let's have it right. That's why we're discussing it. Now, there's other people that we can note, and that's notably today coming out and saying their struggles, dealing with their fame and having to, you know, pay the bills. You know, someone like Abashi, yeah, big up his album, yeah.
Big up Bashi for being honest, bro.
Being album. He said what? He used to be a bus driver.
Yeah.
You know, at the height of when he was doing music, things kind of had a dip. Then he ended up driving a bus. I think he was a mailman before that.
Okay.
Postman. So, and who else again?
You've got
ZZ Mills.
What did ZZ say?
ZZ Mills used to do well, from my recollection, from what I know. It might not be fact, but I've seen this. I see her say it anyway, so it's as fact as it can be. She used to work as a retail. So
I swear
I
down.
think Top Shop or one of those.
Oh, do you know what? I was just about to say, I bet it was Top Shop or one of them. I could see ZZ in Top Shop, you know.
You know what I mean?
I can see ZZ in Top Shop still.
Big podcasts with people, like when they're big conversations in the middle of like the dressing room and that.
Because Top Shop, I don't want to go into Top Shop too much, but Top Shop weren't just a shop. It was like a communal ground for people, like a meeting spot, innit? Yeah, it's like a West End front line. You get me?
So she talks about, you know, juggling work life with and that's what juggling work life with your creative life. So she would do her show, she would do her podcast straight. You know, she'll finish work, go home, sort herself out, and go do her podcast and juggling it. And our thing is like, and I don't know where we are with this thing, but our thing was like, you know what? Why sometimes it's not normalized? You know, people feel the need to put on this sort of facade that they're on £1 million a year. They don't have to do a normal job. And, you know, we want to look at the reasons behind it.
Okay.
And who else do you want to touch on?
There's a couple of people that have said they've done so many things, but I think those examples are more than enough. And the fact that we're struggling to pick people out who have taken on, let's say, normal jobs in between their work as aspiring musicians or entertainers, says that it's not widely spoken about enough. Because we can't pick enough examples. So it's not something that's discussed often, hence why I wanted to bring it to the people. And I think definitely trying to explore why people feel they have to front. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like why people feel like, it's like, right, I'm doing this so I can't be that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If I'm this guy, especially if you're building up a little bit of heat, people start to acknowledge you. Do you know what I mean? I remember times when I would come off doing a big show or whatever, random. This was way before social media and that. So it was even, you know what I mean, for someone to catch you on a one-away. Back in the day, I remember walking into one of the HMVs, and there was this guy that was working there and he was like, yo, man, like, I saw you yesterday performing at da-da-da. And I'm thinking, cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know them defunct, does HMV even exist? Anyway, whatever. But so
he bumped into you and he was like,
so when you start to get
how do you feel though, bro?
That itself is a good feeling, especially them times, because you never had no social media validation. It was real validation. It had to come from the people. You get what I'm saying? So your day-to-day interactions. Seeing someone that you don't know engage with you, to me at that time, the way that I think, I was kind of like, raw, that's nice. But my thing is, all right, cool, but that's not what I've come to do. I haven't achieved what I've set out to do. This is a small piece to a big puzzle. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, thanks. I'm going to take that and hold it as a blessing. But at the same time, this is so insignificant in the grand scheme of what I want to do with my life. You get what I'm saying? So that's a blessing. But again, bringing it back to the point, it's the whole feeling of being known, and then maybe things don't work out for you. As life is like that. Life is like that. Things don't work out, innit? Sometimes. Exactly. So, and when they don't work out, you now got to start to scamper and figure out, what am I going to do next? How
are you going to adjust? You know?
How am I going to adjust?
The plan might not be going the way you want it to be, but how do you, adjust and get back on track? And one of the necessary things, you might have to take a step back and, live. It's hard to, and I don't really, live, get a real job.
That's a real job.
I mean? Live a realist. And I'm saying it loosely based on our last episode, innit? I say it loosely for the purpose of gain, i.e. like Abashi did. He was going forward. He took 2 steps back to go 10 steps forward. You know what I mean?
And that's what you call investing in yourself.
It is.
It's investing in yourself, but at a time when maybe you don't have the right guidance or you don't have an understanding of what's taking place, especially when you're young, you're quite impressionable. You think that once you get into the game, you know, you're going to walk your way in, you're going to show off your talent, not even understanding the other things that happen on the periphery.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get seen and then you're going to be that guy or that girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And then bang, explosion, blow up. It doesn't work like that.
Let's have it right. It's a lie. It's a lie. And that's the thing about it. And that's what we want to debunk today. It's a lie. You know, all these pressures and all these things they're put on young people and just people in general, the culture and in life in general. You know, this false sense of like, you know, synthetic. You got to do this. You got to do this. You can't do that. You got to wear 50 chains. Drive a rent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unnecessary pressure. You get what I mean?
Where does that pressure come from, though? Let's talk about where the pressure actually. What makes, because for people to do it, and we're saying people do it on a wide scale. What makes people want to behave like that and not show their true situation?
And this is a great question, you know, because based on one of our other offshoot businesses, which is what? Marketing, advertisement. I know you don't want to say too much about it now, but I do feel like we've been sold a dream. We've been sold we've been misguided.
Who's selling and who's buying?
Yeah, but I don't even think we buy it. Push it on us by force. You got to do this, and this is what we expect from you. You know. So,
but who's doing that though? Is that the industry doing that? Is it peer pressure?
You know, close protection, government work. You know, you tell us.
Brother,
I'm joking. You tell us tell me what you think quick, and I'll say what I think. Because I know you've got your.
I don't have the answers.
No.
But to be honest with you, like the way I look at it is like, it's hard to know where it derives from. So I'm going to start from where we can
there's
see.
multiple things. So I just want to touch on one.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, so go on, bro.
So one of the things there, is that it's your environment. That same situation that I was talking about there, that I gave an example of myself, it's that peer pressure. Yeah. Sometimes it's the peer pressure of the people because they see you as something more than what you see yourself in that moment. You get what I'm saying? Yeah? Right? And then you now feel, as in the person, might feel like, I've got to keep up this pretense. Yeah? Because this is what I said I'm doing. It's almost like a guilt for not being where you think you should be based on what other people think about you. You get me?
Yeah. But I'll go somewhere else deeper. But why do you have to be seen to be successful? I'm just talking about music.
Okay.
It's financially successful when making rap or black culture music. Like material stuff. Why do you have to have the Rolls Royce in the video? Why do you have to have 10 women? Why do you have to have 4 bottles of champagne and 3 Rolexes on your wrist?
Because of marketing. That's what marketing said you should do. And that's an industry thing. So you've kind of answered the question. That's an industry thing. So when we look at it,
why can't you have a normal job? Why can't you work in Burger King?
Well, because you're supposed to be exclusive.
And be a rapper that's signed to Warner.
They will tell you in the offices. What are you talking about? They'll tell you in the offices you need to be exclusive. We don't want you mixing with that person, that person, that person. That's why there's so much drama in the industry, because you've got teams of people who don't want other people to work together. Yeah. Because it creates a drama and a mystique.
So what are you telling me quickly? So what are you telling me? They sign you, they give you this advance, they make you look a certain way. Then when they're done with you,
now you're wearing the uniform.
They spit you out.
Yep.
And you got to live with that.
Basically, you're Bojangling, bruv. You're Bojangling for the industry. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tap dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we say dance, you dance. When we say jump, you say how high. Yeah. Now that might work for you. It might not work for you.
Yeah.
Many people have come into the industry trying to, achieve whatever it is they're trying to achieve, and have had to take unnatural routes to get to where they need to get to. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you said, when it's all said and done and you finish tap dancing,
spit you out.
Sure, back to the streets.
Can't even pay your rent.
Mental health on 10.
You know what I mean? Mental health system. You used to be that guy.
Yep.
Used to be that guy, and then you try to get a normal job. You know, like what's that American singer that was doing Uber?
Oh, who's
There's
that?
two actually. That guy, man, that starts with J. There's an American singer, yeah.
Okay.
From back in the day. Yeah, he's gonna bug
Jaheim?
me out. If you know your woman's worth. But I put that woman first.
Oh,
if you know the guy, tell us, man.
I forgot. Anyway, yeah, tell us in the comments.
Jaheim.
So it was Jaheim then.
Yeah, but
all right, cool.
man.
I was sure,
Anyway, Jaheim.
Listen to him wet, man.
Oh, yeah, stop.
I'm loud.
This guy's always pretending, man.
Loud. Listen on the low. Right, listen to
it's
R&B.
normal. Listen, this is
Cool.
what I'm trying. We're old school like that. We have to embrace the thing back in the
I'm
day.
playing,
But that's
bro.
another conversation. But anyway, he was doing. There was rumors that he was doing Uber, and it was posted up, and it was the people laughing at like this is the thing. This is the thing about why. What's wrong with? Because you're looked at as this star, and it's just a fake facade, yeah. And how much artists actually make money from after you get an advance? How much artists do make money from, you know?
I'm gonna drop a gem right now. I'm gonna let you people know. Camera, please look at me. Look at me. Thank you. Yeah. Music, especially urban, street, black music of that influence. Yeah. It's not a money-orientated business. Not for the artist. It's not. It's just a marketing. It's a marketing blanket. It's supposed to direct you from here to there. If you look at what most people are doing, bang. Look at Nas. Nas invested in Ring and all these other businesses,
tech companies, and
that's when he became a millionaire. You get what I'm saying? He wasn't a millionaire off music like that. Or after the advances, after they take their cut, after that person takes their cut, people rolling in big entourages. Man, God forbid you think you're rolling deep like that. You've been paying them, man, technically. You get me? Money don't last. So for real, it's not even like that. They're not even getting it like that. So of course, if you're a musician and you don't, well, come in.
No, you just said it. Yeah.
That's true. Money don't last. Yeah, but look, yeah, if you come into the thing and you don't make smart investments, get with the right people, get around people who care about you, who will direct you in that path, then you're gonna miss the boat. I see my girl, one of the lead singer from unveil the other day. Yeah. She's living in her car today at age 50 something.
Wow.
No house to live in.
Wow.
Yeah. And unveil, you know, big unveil.
Yeah. Well, but you've heard the stories, and not to make it about America, you heard the story with TLC.
TLC been telling everybody.
Yeah. It's over. So they give you this money, and I'm touching it very quickly. So I just want to emphasize something in terms of, like, you know, artists. And you get these label deals, and they give you these advances. Yeah. The way to survive, you got to see these label advances as a loan. Yeah. It's like, for example, if I wanted to open a barbershop, I went to somewhere. They give me money to open a barbershop. What's that money for? For the barbershop, for the shop, for the chairs, for the all the accessories. Yeah. When they give you a label advance, it's for the business, not for you to go and pay your house rent, not for you to go and buy a car, not for you to go and buy clothes and do all these other things and go on holiday. It's a loan that goes towards the making of that music. Yeah. So when an artist is smart, they understand, you know what, this money, what do you mean you're sending me an Uber? I didn't ask for Uber. Oh, studio, I got my own studio in my house. What are you talking about? Write that off. Oh, why are you doing whole catering for the video shoot? Man, just get some Morleys for the man or whatever, Nando's for a couple man.
Man said
you know, understand you got to pay that money back. And then, like, normalize having a normal job. You get what I'm saying? Because a person, like, I don't know, like, you get into the industry and understand, you know what, don't get caught up in the whole thing and the whole lights and stuff and thinking the money's never going to run dry. Like what Mark said, the money is going to go down and you got to find alternative needs and, you know, to make that money. Yeah, so yeah, it's just like that is a loan. That is a loan, and stories upon stories upon stories where people, that money they get because of they don't understand how the money works, they never get another penny from the label ever again.
No, and the label won't mess with you like that. unless they've got some sort of alternative investment in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you might not even know what that is. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the game's shifting now, you know, in terms of the music industry, shifting. Yeah, it's sort of shifting now, and people are understanding, and there's a new, you know, a new system coming in place to allow, you know, the artists to have more flexibility as such, and the labels have got to change their model as well.
But the labels always change their models. They always have done 360 deals, etc. Blah blah.
Yeah.
The labels will always find a way to keep up because they're the smart men.
Yeah,
they're the money men. They're the smart men who have got the money, who use their smartness to
built
redistribute the money
really.
in it.
They built the system.
So,
really.
But even what you said, like regarding the I'm gonna take a Morley's, etc. I'm not taking an Uber.
It's
I'm
money
not doing
and
this.
literacy, isn't it? Yeah,
But it's already, the system's already set up in a way where, like, like the artist will feel trapped. Do you get what I'm saying? So, okay, you're gonna say I'm gonna feed everybody chicken at the video shoot, but
I'm not even feeding it.
No, I'm just saying. Walk with me, yeah. A Morley's thing, yeah.
Yeah, Morley's died. Did I tell you this? I was telling you about.
Shout out
Nando's.
Shout out Morley's.
Feed them some grilled chicken and chips.
Off topic, bruv. Morley's is in a museum. I heard that this week. Morley's is in the British. I think it's the British Museum. Yeah, shout out Morley's. Morley's made it to the British Museum, South London original. You get me?
Yeah.
So do your thing, innit? But going back to the point, yeah, like you're gonna be looked at differently, innit? Whether it's the people who come, because let's have it right, yeah, it's all marketing, like you said. As the person representing, you are the brand, you are the marketeer, you are the first point of contact for marketing when it comes to your product. So now it's like, rah, do I spend X amount and end up people giving me bad PR when they leave my situation? You get what I'm saying? So even that leaves a little like tricky cliff to fall off.
Boy,
you get what I'm saying?
I've seen it multiple times when, you know, I've seen a few times when artists get the advance and they're very, very meticulous and they're frivolous with it, and it works out for a bit. You know, they're sending people, and then after that, sending auditors into the label to see if they're actually saying how much money is what they spent, and they claim money back and whatnot. So I'm just saying, man, you got to be savvy.
Definitely.
You know, because it's built for you. It's built for you to you know, to not. Yeah,
to not benefit.
Not to benefit. And yeah, just understand, you know, don't be afraid. That back to what we're trying to say, don't be like, understand that that's almost sort of like a job. You know what I mean? It's a job. It's something you do, and always have something else to, you know, rely on. It's very important, you know what I mean? So like,
have you yourself ever been found yourself in a situation where you felt, I'm this guy, and let's call it a close encounter. Like, have you had a close encounter where you've ever had to do something outside of
So
music?
my thing, yeah, me, like, I know, like, naturally, like, from young, I've been, like, music, and I've just had that thing around me before, so naturally, yeah, I am who I am. You know what I mean? I'm who I am. So as I was getting older, I decided to say, look. I mean, nobody wants to be famous and broke. Let's have it right. You know, that's the trap, and that's the dirt. So when it got to a point where
famous,
when it got to the point where I want to work, you know, I want to do my work. So I've decided to say, you know what, put the music over there. I'm not passionate about it. You know, let me just live my life. So this is where a dirty little secret comes in for me, because I'll go into an environment and I'll do, obviously, the whole job interview, get the work and whatnot. None of them know Remedy or anything to do with gram or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or iRecord, Strap, C. No one knows all of that. So I'm just trying to live my life as a normal person, yeah? Live my life and do my thing, do my work, yes, as much as I can, you know what I mean? Earn my slip. But someone will always come out from somewhere, oh, you're Thingy from Thingy. You know, wow, man, you're a legend. What's going on with the music, bro? You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? My Caucasian counterparts, my Asian friends, my work colleagues don't know nothing about it. They're not from that walk of life, you know? A couple of them, a couple decades older than myself or whatever. Just some of them don't know, you know? It's been a hot minute. But however, you know, nah, man, go on, you're a legend, man. What's going on with the music? And I'm like, shh. So for me, it reminds me, like, I'm not trying to, they're inquisitive, you know? The work colleagues are inquisitive, but I weren't trying to even let them know that side of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, this is our show, bro. You know what I mean? And for me, sometimes it will make me feel like, because I've left it behind, and then it will start bringing thoughts back, like, oh, maybe am I where I thought I would be? You know what I'm saying? Because, oh, no, man, you should do the music, man. What's going on, man? You're a legend. You don't know this guy. You know what I mean? Nah. And I'm like, you know what I mean?
I'm just trying to live my life.
Yeah, just trying to live my life.
I just want to live my life right now.
But I just open that. So that's where this topic came from, innit? And then we think, you know what, come on, man, my secret's coming out, you know, dirty little secret, you know? I've never sort of experienced the opposite side of it, of me, people seeing me at work and I feel like I have to hide it. You know? Which some people feel that, and that's another spectrum of the work. I'm working a 9 to 5. You know that people feel like, I'm this person. Why am I doing, you know, why am I working as an Uber, or why am I doing delivery, or why am I working as in retail, whatever, or on the trains, or why am I a bus driver? You know what I'm saying? Because again, like we said, that's been pushed us, and we're here to let you know that it's okay. Well, you know, I know. I just had to get it out.
No, because you touched on something, because you introduced the other side. So, in the name of vulnerability, I've been in that situation where it's like, well, people are like, well, you're supposed to be doing, or you're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they know man for what he's done. Yeah, cool, in the past. So, take on a job, as I did, had to bridge the gap at a point. Yeah, where things weren't working, went on the doors and that. Yeah. But there's been so many times I was outside. And because of the nature of that work, everybody else was outside. So everybody knows I'm outside like that, innit? Yeah, and I'm in some of the grimiest spots as well sometimes, bro. So I'm mixing with everybody, man that I know from street, man that I know from music, man that I know with that. So it's it's a hullabaloo, bruv. You get what I'm saying? It's a hullabaloo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the situation, I'm like, raw. Like, who was it? There was one time I see, what's his name? Nico. Shout out Nico for More Fire Crew.
Man like Nico, you know.
I happened to just end up at a spot in Romford one time. And I think this is about the time when that time was popping, innit?
Yeah. It's about that time.
Yeah, look, I'm doing it right now.
Shout out to my Channel U massive,
man. Channel U, MTV Base, all that. That was doing bits.
I was about to say, you had the leather jacket before Neo for Matrix, but you did.
Nah.
No. When did Matrix come out?
2099, innit?
Okay,
Matrix 99.
Anyway, go on, as you go.
Cool. So my man pops up and he's like, yo, man. I'm like, oh, bruv, not here. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to do something, like, I'm trying to lock into where I'm at, bruv.
So not here.
Yeah, not here, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Man's trying to hide.
Fuck off. Like, the hoodie comes up, the big hoodie comes up. Man pulls out the long mag light just in case, but nah, I'm joking. Like, no, but look, man, it's real though, man.
Disguise. I know men that wear disguise when they work. You know what they call it?
That's what, on a Michael Jackson thing. Man's got bare disguises to go outside.
Man's delivery room, man's masked up.
Nah, I love it.
Like, because dirty little secret. Yeah. But anyway, sorry.
But for real, it's like, so I can definitely say that I've experienced it on that side of it. Like, just having a grime legend and whatever come up to man and acknowledge man and whatever, like, that was beautiful. But at the same time, thinking, that's not even what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm trying to get my paper up right now. Trying to live, differently.
Trying to move on.
You get me? Yeah. And trying to move away from different things. Like, do you know what I mean? Just really being selective in my process. But
that's it.
Like, here's the real trip though. Yeah? Forward thinking. Like, doing that led me to meet certain people.
Right.
And to advance that situation. I don't think, I should have known, but I didn't know I was never going to have to do that for long. You get me?
Right, yeah.
So man was like, bruh, walk through certain other doors. You get what I'm saying? And then through there, I started to really make connections with big corporates.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Big
like,
stuff, yeah.
And it's mad because I'm bringing my own flavour in. I'm bringing my thing from where I'm coming from. Being able to function in their spaces.
Yeah.
And being able to communicate with them. You get what I'm saying? And elevate my thing.
Yeah.
Full circle moment. You get me? Like now, I've acquired a load of different other skills that I never thought that I would be able to acquire.
Yeah.
Because man can weave the web in it.
Yeah.
And like, say, all right, cool.
Navigate
I can
through
see how
different-
this can affect that. Do you know what I mean? It seems like worlds apart, but when you actually check it, just being patient with the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is me talking now, not then. But being patient with the process will ultimately bring you to where, you know, you need to land. Because anything that you do in life, music, sports, whatever, bro, you can play football and get an injury. But it's not linear. There's no straight road. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna go up, down. You're gonna have lows. You're gonna have highs. Boom. But because nobody talks about it like that, because everyone's ashamed or afraid to talk
Dirty
about
little
it,
secret. Yeah.
it doesn't lend itself very well to those who are going through it, which is the majority.
Exactly.
You get me?
This leads me to say, like, it's not uncommon that most people are working. You know what I mean? Most people in the entertainment industry is not working. And if you're struggling and you're not working, like, know that it's all right to find a job. You know what I mean? And I really like what you just said, bro. Like, you just have the ability to understand the situation you're in now is not permanent. You know, be able to maneuver and pivot. That's the creativity.
That's the creativity.
You know, we always talk about it. It's not about if it can be done. It's about how we do it. And then let's get into that state where we exercise our brains and stretch up. You know what I mean? And find the answer. No, big up, man. No, proper still.
You get me?
Proper still. Yeah, so, you know, when we do our thing, like, you know, there's a problem, but most important, what's the solution? You know what I mean? What's the solution? What a person who's in, you know, he's the aspiring musician, he's got 50,000 followers on Instagram, TikTok's going off the roof, got, you know, viral and whatnot. It's not really happening right now, you know, in terms of like financially and whatnot. So he's considering having a little job.
For me, I would say, I would say learn to embrace that job. Learn to embrace that job, not as your be-all and end-all, but as a pathway to what it is that you're trying to achieve for yourself. And feel no way about it, bro. It's like there should be no shame around that. Because at the end of the day, when you get into express your talent, all you're trying to do ultimately is express yourself.
Exactly.
But you also want to be paid for expressing yourself so that you can live your life.
That's right.
Yeah, because let's have it right. Music costs.
That's right. Yeah,
it costs,
and you don't want to be in a desperate situation and take anything.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, and
then you compromise your art.
Exactly. And I feel like go back to Eminem, prime example. One of my things of why I resonate when he first came out, he used to talk about doing the factory work, just normal work, you know, like it gives you more of a dynamic of it. And like what you said, based on what you said about your journey, I think you gain a lot from working.
Absolutely.
More to write about. Remember, exactly. Structure.
Routine.
Yeah.
Planning.
Something we might not have as creatives. Let's have it right, you know what I mean?
Listen, we're the worst. And this is where we find ourselves in this wonderful space where we're creative business structure.
Because
like
of what we've had to go through.
You get what I'm saying?
Having to wake up at 4 a.m. and, you know.
Walk the line.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a certain level of discipline that we've had to learn to apply ourselves to learn what we need to learn. Yeah. And that's the key thing. Like, whatever you do, whether it's sports, whether it's music, whether it's anything, you're going to need an element of discipline. But I think this dream is sold as like, you can just be you.
Yeah.
It's like,
wake up
like hearing them silly podcasts. I just want to be me. You can't be you. You can't be you all the time. Yeah. Because you don't even know who you are half the time. You is a multitude of things. You get what I'm saying?
For real.
Like, do you get me? I hear so many of these like podcasts talking like that, and I'm thinking, listen, there's no situation like that. Even like you hear it in relationship dynamics, like and stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, listen to what the other person's saying, innit?
That's it.
You get what I'm saying?
That's it.
And then that's how you find a mutual, connection. And connection's important.
That's it.
And you get connection through working.
That's it.
Because rather than sitting on your ass playing PlayStation, Call of Duty and them vibe there, no shade on the Call of Duty man them, Like,
but there's more to life.
You're opening up your network. You're opening up yourself to a new network.
And what else? As an artist, what you're supposed to do to absorb and gather information and what content to do what? To write and be more creative. So get these experiences and whatnot. And yeah, we're talking about solutions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, your circles, your what's your network?
Your network.
Your network, your environment.
Your environment.
You know,
who are you moving with?
Who are you moving with? Who are you seeking counsel from? Who's your mentor? Who's your inspiration? You know, and a major part is finding your confidence to be you, your authentic self.
Yes.
In an industry where some people might hear that thing, I want something to sound like Central C.
Yeah.
I want my next song to sound like. You're not Central C, bro.
You're not Central C.
You know, you're not Miss Banks, babes. You are you. Yeah. So find. It's about finding your uniqueness. And when you find uniqueness, you can walk. You can get on the 436 and be all right with it. You can get on a train from London Bridge to Charing Cross and be okay. And people say, "Oh, I can't believe what you're doing a train, bro. I'm a human being just like you.
Living my life."
You become a J. Cole, which you become a lover of the people. That they can be more. You know, they resonate more
engagement.
So what I'm trying to say, listen,
you're one with them.
Yeah,
you get me?
Yeah, and that's something with me. Like, obviously, I've been dabbling in the booth recently, yeah, and I get a lot of my mates. They send me things. I say, yeah, they're great, but you know what I do? I master being myself. Because when I'm myself, no one can mess with me. Because no one should. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
Master being yourself. When you master being yourself and master your craft, your delivery, your skill, your cadence, you.
Yep.
That's a full-time job.
Yep.
You ain't got no time to worry about anyone else and thinking about anyone else. So what I'm trying to say, when you be confident in yourself, yeah, be confident in yourself. Find people who are confident in themselves or people that make you feel, like make you want to be better in a good way, you know? Seek counsel in the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Learn financial literacy.
100%.
Learn financial literacy, yeah. Try to get yourself on top of how to manage finances. Like, a lot of people come in, like moving into these spaces of entertainment. It usually comes, let's be real, from a place of poverty. And this is part of where that gap is created, isn't it? Like, where you don't know nothing. You were never taught anything about financial literacy.
And
so
boom,
you just know you need to get out.
Boom, you got £300,000.
And then what am I going to do with that?
17, 18-year-old.
Straight to the showroom.
Hatton Gardens immediately.
Oh gosh, come on, man.
What's his name? She's got what's his name? Stormzy's got a Rolls Royce. I need to go to get a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. No.
We've never had £10,000.
Yeah.
So financial financial literacy is a key one, man. For real.
So we've really got to start learning about these things and get on top of it. Yeah, because once you understand how to manage financially, you could then start approaching life on the attack, not in defense. Do you know what I'm saying? You need, like, once you start to get a hold of that financial stuff, you'll be able to express your art better. Do you know what? I'm even going to go one further. Man, if we could all knuckle down and get our stuff together, can you imagine the quality of music and art that will be coming out because people are in charge of their own expression? You're not just cookie cutter versions of each other.
Cardboard cutter.
Just play one song on Spotify and it merges into another and another.
Conveyor belt.
You know what it was? Cardboard cutter, bro. Something off the back of a Kellogg's. You know what I'm saying? Why are we giving bare companies shut? Listen, bring the deals, man.
Bring the deals. No, we got. Listen, we got Made Luxury. We got RMDA anyway.
Cool.
100%, man. So financial literacy, being confident in yourself, finding your own uniqueness, not being afraid to mix with people out of your culture and your thingy to gain the experience. And like, I believe, man, if you have to, it's a benefit to understand where you are and saying, look, it's not your end goal. What can I learn from this situation? You know?
Here's one.
That's what I would...
Here's a real easy one, yeah? Whilst you're in the game, learn about the gears and the mechanisms that work around the game and keep yourself in the game by working the locks around the game. That way you can work. That way you're still in your industry. That way you're still close to what you want to do. You're still mulling about the people that you want to kind of engage with. You
Bro,
get what
you're
I'm
gonna
saying?
have to elaborate on that. To be fair, I know what you're saying, and if you get that,
If you
then
wanna be-
you're one of the few. But I definitely feel that because that's a deep one.
Production, yeah. Audio, yeah. For a musician, get into learning how to mix audio.
Yeah,
Get into learn how to shoot videos. Get into learning how to do design.
yeah,
Get into learning how to do entertainment law.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
whatever
sure,
it is,
yeah,
like there's so
graphics.
many different areas, that work around the actual music itself. But you know what is everybody's got main character syndrome, innit?
You can, you can.
Everybody wants to be the one.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. Because that might not be your strong point. You might find that, you know what, I'm a great manager. I might not be a good artist, but I'm a great manager. But that's another conversation. But definitely, you need to immerse yourself in if you're passionate about something, you need to immerse yourself in it, whether it's acting and sports, entertainment,
Absolutely.
whatever, you know, it may be. But yeah, and I think, again, once again, you know, we can be here for another 2 hours talking about it. But any closing remarks,
Look, man,
statements on this one?
I'm just saying at the end of the day, I just hope that when we're speaking, that it's getting through to, you know, I hope it's
Who it touches, it touches.
Well, I think there's a level of, I think the word is Karthicness. That is it, Karthic? That the older generation, might feel like,
Right.
of course, a bit of a release.
Yeah, right.
But for the younger generation,
Karthic,
you're getting the heads up.
Right.
You're getting told ahead of time. You're Martin McFly. You're going back to the future.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you can understand what to do before you even get there. You're
That's
getting
what
that
it's for.
advice. Do you know what I'm
That's what it's
saying?
for.
And there are a number of different other things that, you know, we can suggest, but definitely we're going to source some links and just stick them in the description box so that people can just access, you know, information. Because it's about information.
And that's what it's about,
innit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better myself, man. I couldn't say it better myself. So, Mr. Iron.
Man said Mr. Iron, you know.
Yeah, man, Mr. Iron, man. We're coming to that beautiful part of the show, which we like to say, what's happening? What's going on in the WhatsApp chats? Talk to me, man.
Listen, the GC's popping off, right?
Yeah.
There are two major things being discussed
GC.
in the Listen,
All right, cool.
I talk the language,
I know,
bro.
Carbs, GC.
I talk the language, bro. I said, did the GC,
I've got
bruv,
the
it's
serious
popping.
guys, bro.
You know what I
Trust me,
mean?
serious guy. But
Listen, like I said, film is doing this thing right now.
Yep.
Yeah, two films are being discussed, and it ain't the new Marvel movie. Don't ask why. Don't ask me why. But two films are being discussed. The first one that's being talked about is Sinners. Wait, why are you giving the why are you giving the horror movie chance, bro? Man's trying to set the precedent.
Yeah, talk to me because I've not seen it. Yeah,
oh, you ain't seen it.
I've not seen it.
Shame on you guys. Get onto him in the comments, I beg. How's this guy?
No, but why am I going? Listen. Okay, so
you know, there's no real excuse.
I've not seen it, but I've seen it. Well, listen. Well, let's. Do you want to really go there?
I'm saying there's no real excuse.
Religion.
Not stop. What? This guy.
Well, I've seen. Listen. Okay, cool.
And this is the beautiful thing about the film, and why it's causing so much conversation, because there are so many angles.
That's what I was going to say about it. That's I've seen it, but I've not seen it.
Okay.
When I say I've seen it, I've seen it flying around. I've seen trailers and whatnot, and I've seen a lot of debates back and forth from religious groups versus secular and whatnot. And
from that point, bro.
And I see, obviously, at the end of the day, controversy makes promotion. You know, I've not felt compelled to see it, and and that's
let's tell them about Sinners first, right? So, because just in case for anyone else who hasn't seen it, so Sinners is basically a movie directed by Ryan Coogler, really serious director. He directed Black Panther, Creed.
That's a lot of innovative stuff.
He's done a lot. Yeah, he's really, really intelligent black guy. You know what I mean? And he's getting his stuff together. Anyway, he's put this movie together with his main guy, Michael B. Jordan.
Mr. B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. And the film's basically about two twins
about
or a
vampires,
twins.
man.
A set of, we say it's what?
It's about voodoo and vampires, man. Just
This guy, man, spoken like someone who ain't watched the movie. But like, look, yeah.
what ain't vampires in there?
Yeah, no, it is about vampires. But let's set the scene.
I heard the
Let's
book.
set the scene. Let's set the scene. Let's set the scene.
Okay, go ahead, set the scene.
So it's about twins. It's about these twins, yeah, who have basically come back from the army. They got involved with some gang stuff in another city. I think it was Chicago, and then they've come back to their own hometown. They've linked up with their cousin. Their cousin's a musician, and their musician and their cousin, the musician's basically trying to make it in whatever the industry. He's a
gospel.
He's a blues player. He's a blues player.
Was it in the church?
He was a blues player in the church, and his dad didn't want him to play. What?
By day.
No, stop. You're going too far.
No.
Yeah?
Okay, go on,
He's a blues player in the church, yeah, and his dad didn't want him to play it, but his cousins come along and they basically help endorse his dream. They put together this situation where they buy this space and then they put on this big show in the middle of nowhere, which is somewhere. And they have this amazing party and these creatures of the night come to invade, steal and invade that party. And turn everybody.
What creatures of the night?
I don't know what people call them different things in different places of the world, innit? So creatures of the night.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what the movie is about. As Rem said, it's caused a load of controversy in religious groups, Christians. I'm sure Muslims have their say.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got a say in it.
Yeah.
Apart from that, it was really creative. Like, I'm going to start from that point. Yeah, it's a really creative film. Moments of like genius in there, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
There's a scene in there where they're in the where they're in the club or the space that they've bought, and the cousin's playing the guitar, and he's playing the guitar, the blues so deep that it's basically tapped into like the history of music. It's gone backwards, forwards. Like where,
ancestral,
so it's tapped from the ancestral place to where how music transcended hip hop, whatever else the music. Yeah. But it's an amazing scene, innit? Obviously, I'm trying not to like completely spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. But it's an amazing scene. So there were moments of magic in there, and these are some of the things that have got people talking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there are other things that have got people talking, which are the title, the nature of it.
Yeah.
There's an industry conversation going on about how it ties into mixed messages about culture vulturing. So it's a film that's just opened up so many different discussions. Yeah. And that's why it's so talked about. And the dude is doing well off the back of it. He's once again after Black Panther brought the black story to film in a major way without compromising his art. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's the other side of it. You hit me with the questions there. I know you're loading. You're loading.
Me?
You're loading.
No. Well, I'm just going from what I've seen, and you touched on it from your angle, but the film on the surface is supposed to be about blues and and just to highlight that music, that jazz blues music anyway. But obviously there's a backlash under it. Say there's a lot of undertones, some hidden messages and whatnot, and some demonic stuff going on. And there's some things I've seen about people having nightmares after watching it. Oh, really? And don't want to get into the whole Hollywood thing. And what you see is not what you've seen. So for me, but in a real life, I've not felt compelled to watch it. Okay. But same time saying that I'm not really a movie person anyway. Okay. I won't say I watch every movie that comes out. The last thing I went and watched some films with the children, but I'm aware of messages in that. You know what I mean? So even where I am in myself right now, I try to stay away from taking in certain things. So and that's it for me. So, but because I see it is a thing, and then again, it's a brother doing something. You know what I mean? He's trying to do something. Yeah, I think we really. Sorry, bro. I think we really got to like tap into that side of things, like, because often we leave the brothers
out to sea, we will come up with every excuse to not support. I'm not talking about you, by the way. I'm talking in general. Every excuse to not support something because it did this or it did that.
Yeah,
or it
I know,
did this
I know,
or
I
it
know.
did that. It just gets
there
a
is
bit
a thing,
tiring.
you know, people make like Master P made some cereal, everyone's getting on to him because the fuel's got sugar, but you eat cool
Happily.
and thingies.
Happily.
So I get that, but like you say, it's our show, innit? So I'm saying my thing around it. I didn't want to come here. I've seen when I'm telling you my real reason why. I don't really watch films anyway like that. You know what I mean? So I didn't feel compelled, but I'll just say down to the individual, man. If you watch what you know. You're saying it's an amazing film. You know,
I think it was dope.
You watch it again, yeah?
I would watch it again.
Yeah.
Because there are so many messages in that film.
Yeah.
Like to decide. For me, I don't run away from
Right.
from things that I perceive to be issues. I'd rather face it head on and understand it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what is trying to be said? Because any man from down the road could come and tell me what it is. That's how we got sold out in the first place, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down that road. You know what I'm saying?
So that's not my reason for not watching it.
No, that's not your reasons. I'm talking my thing, innit? But I'm saying that I'm saying that for me, when I've looked at it, I've seen so many different things going on, and there are probably things that I've even missed. Because every time you see someone talk about it, they've got a new angle. There's so many angles people have hit it from. Things that Ryan Coogler probably never even designed it for.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking like, oh yeah, do you know what? He did this and he, you know, it's because of the square root of blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, this is just mental gymnastics
you
right
can
now.
make something out
You
of
get what I'm
something,
saying?
you know what I mean? You know, like
But
there's
that's what creativity's for.
They're saying if you're looking for a stain, surely you'll find a speck in it. So
Big.
So that's it, man.
Anyway,
but
because that was a good way to finish. We can close the sinners part. We can close the sinners part. So, but I will say, if you don't have anything against creatures of the night, and you're old enough, and you like movies, give it a watch. It's worth a watch. You might like it, you might not, but it's worth a watch. I'll give it that. So that's Sinners.
Send your what's his name? Ryan. What's his name? The director.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, we're gonna send invoice, yeah,
Listen,
because he's promoting your show for you or your film for you. But yeah, big
he's
up,
already
man.
been on the phone.
Listen, man. What else is on the WhatsApp group, man?
All right, so we're gonna move on to the second movie,
Man, like
mate.
Freddie.
Oh man,
Yeah,
like
he's doing stuff, man.
crazy. There's this movie.
Is something.
So,
You know what I mean?
So you're ready to talk now?
No,
yeah?
no, you know what? I can talk about it briefly. Like,
Okay.
obviously,
Well,
we're gonna. No,
We haven't seen it yet. None of us have seen it
I've
yet.
not seen it, but
It's
what
not
I'm gonna
even
say when
landed.
you're talking about supporting each other.
Not even that. Let's talk about the movie Jafaican. It's called
I've seen it.
Jafaican.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the big drama right now seems to revolve around
Peter Andre. Yeah.
who is an Australian man.
Originally,
Naturally,
Yeah.
in the movie, he's playing a British Australian man
Pretending to be a Jamaican
pretending to be a
drug lord.
Jamaican drug lord.
Gangster.
So it's caused a lot of controversy, and I see the comments are going
the
crazy,
tabloids and
the
stuff.
conversations going mad. But that's heat for the guy, you know what I'm saying? For Freddie, like big up Freddie Nwaka who directed the movie. Peter Andre, obviously, him and Peter Andre have been doing a lot of promo. I've seen a couple of the rounds, couple of things on the rounds.
Some of the trailers.
I've seen the reception that they got in Australia. It seemed, from what I've seen, to have been received very well.
Yeah.
I think they did a premiere in Jamaica as well.
Okay.
And from what I've seen, it's media in it, but like it seems to have been received well
Right.
in Jamaica.
Yeah.
But I think the problem, from what I see in the chat, are Jamaicans, particularly in the UK or from the UK,
Finding the issue with the.
finding the issue with it. That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
And there is no right or wrong. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But the funny thing about the conversation around it, I've spoken to a few people and they might say, this looks mad, but you know what, I'm going to watch it. That's all I keep hearing from people. It's like, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
So the marketing is doing what it's supposed to do. But I don't know. I can't speak on whether it's a violation or not. We've had films like Cool Runnings in the past.
Yeah.
Which was quite different because that was America. You've got Jamaicans.
Yeah,
You've got actual Jamaicans in Jafaican. You know, man like Sizzler and what's his name again? I forget the legend. You got a couple of people
I know
who've
the
endorsed.
other guy I know you're talking
You know what I'm
about. Yeah.
saying?
Sorry we forgetting.
Whereas you take a film like Cool Runnings, which is a cult classic, it never had any Jamaicans. They're all Americans acting as Jamaicans. So it's a similar situation, but it's a bit different. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just interesting to see where this film is going to go and what it's going to do in the box office, because it's gathering up heat for the right or wrong reasons. And the main thing is, you just buy your ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Buy your ticket. No, listen. If you
check out,
like you said, watch it for yourself. I mean, if you're a fan or if you're a movie fan and whatnot, yeah, just watch it for yourself, man. I would say the director, you know, Freddie, he's been in the industry for a long time. He's been a rapper, he's been an actor, he does a lot of things, you know, for the community. That's power of the woman, power of the man.
He's going in.
So he's a man doing his thing, man. And I don't see him, I've seen the trailers, it doesn't look like he's cut any corners on the trailer or the budget in terms of the movie. And he's putting on people from the UK as well. You know, so I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to watch it, you know, I'm going to buy my ticket and I'm going to, you know, take my son and that and go and watch it, man. You watching it?
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna support the brother. Like you said, even from the perspective of, it's exactly what we're saying. Like I can't sit on camera and say, get to know. Like if you can't make it in music, or you can't make it in this, take another. You know, all this conversation that we've had about taking other jobs and embracing thing. Man's doing bare different things and doing it to the best of his ability. And I think at the end of the day, that's worth supporting.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and he's, like you said, he's putting people on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's something for him to be proud of.
That's it.
You know, especially coming from where he's come from.
That's it.
You get.
Yeah.
And you know, not being afraid to make that transition from rapper to all the different things that he's been through. I think at one point he worked on the underground, and then he
so I was saying my brother used to work with him on the underground.
You see,
when he was an artist.
Yeah.
So again, back to what we were saying, rapper at the time, working in London Underground, doing his thing to put food on the table and look after his children. You know what I'm saying? Now he's done a movie, and it's coming out. You know, I'm not sure what day we'll put it.
20th of May. It comes out on the 20th of. So people, 20th of May this month.
It'll be out. Yeah.
This month. What's that? 5 days away.
Yeah, that's
20th of May.
Yeah.
I just gave away the game, but yeah, 20th of May. I believe it's out in the audience. So again, you know, go out and catch the film.
Man. Support it.
More than anything, you know what? We want you to watch it so that you can come back to the comments section and tell us how you felt about that film. And if you have watched Sinners, tell us how you feel about that film.
Yes,
yeah?
and if
you enjoy the conversation, tell us how you feel about the conversation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know. So yeah, man, and that's it. That's it, really. I like to end with that. That's it.
That's it, yeah?
Yeah. So, yeah, listen, at the end of the day, you know, we're doing our thing. You know, we're going to keep consistent. We're going to keep hitting them with fresh, lived experience content. And, yeah, just spread the word, man. Spread the word. Engage in the comments. Subscribe. We've got the Instagram. We've got the TikTok. We've got the X. He doesn't like me calling it X. Twitter.
Thank you.
And we got the we got the YouTube. So, engage. Subscribe. Do you want to tell them about the 100?
No, we're not going to do that yet. We're going to do that yet. Because we just gave them a load of information. Then they're going to say, oh, you gave us too much to do. Okay, if you can't do all of those things, just give us a like whenever you see it pop up. Give us a like when you see it pop up. If you see it through the socials, a like, just to get it going through the algorithm so that the message spreads and it gets to the people that it needs to get to. Do you get me? So, yeah, man, subscribe would be fantastic. But yeah, at the very least, just drop a like. Yeah, it helps us with the algorithm. You want to do the road to 100 before we check out?
Just again, you know, we're just growing. We decided to do, when we get to 100 subscribers, we're going to pick someone randomly on our show, and the winner is going to get some merchandise and a couple other goodies from the team.
I like that, man.
And we're going to keep it moving like that, you know. So we're going to end how we begin.
We live.
We learn.
We learn.
We're live.
Come on, man. Like that. Now, listen, man. Pow.